25-mile-an-hour wheel spin backwards. Silent skids. Alyssa in the eTron, Drew in the Ribbian. Big skids here in Colorado. Hell yeah. Look at the Twizy go. So the Twizy's fun because you sit right in the center and you get massive angles. Look at this! Oh my God! Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. The most epic day you can imagine. We have a bunch of cars, a beautiful snow racetrack. Literally, they're carving a snow racetrack. We're at Copper Mountain, if you take a look. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's just one of those bucket list days, right? They're basically open parking lot, open snow racetrack, do skids, have fun, bring all your friends with you, and just kind of fool around in cars. So we brought most of my cars, at least the electric ones, and most of, we have some test cars and other things. So I thought I'll walk you through all of them, take you for a ride in each, talk about the difference in powertrain control strategy. For example, Model 3 dual motor with the wheel speed sensor pulled versus Model 3 Performance with track mode. We have combustion vehicles with, physical all-wheel drive systems like this BMW 3 Series. We have an EQS, we have an eTron, we have 3 different Model 3s, a Rivian, a Twizy, of course, an ID4, bunch of stuff, all on different kinds of Nokian tires and mix matched with some competitors as well for baseline comparisons. And of course, actually Nokian brought a whole bunch of Audis and Dodge Rams and a whole bunch of stuff if we wanted to play around. I'd like to do a video actually of one of their Q5s against Alyssa's eTron to see how electric versus combustion does in the snow. But I thought for this video, I'll take you on a tour of what we're doing here, take you for a ride in each of the cars, or at least a lot of them. Let's just go do some big skids like you can see Colton doing right over here in the Model 3. Just full sending everywhere. Just a freaking blast. Welcome to Copper Mountain and welcome to the best day ever. So we are here at the base of Copper Mountain, a little windy, a little chilly. Drew's here. We have Jess somewhere over there who doesn't like to be on YouTube, so we're not going to put her on YouTube. We have the Rivian R1T on Nokian studded SUV tires. These are I believe the 10 SUVs. The Twizy's here, the eTron's here. Again, a bunch of Model 3s and stuff. And so I think probably the best baseline to start is with a Model 3. I think it's what our audience is most comfortable with. Probably we'll go in Colton's car, just a dual motor, and kind of work our way from there. We're going to take the Chevy Bolt out, talk about front wheel drive. We have our Smart, that's rear wheel drive. We have a bunch of all wheel drive EVs and just an awesome course to show you big skids. Oh, maybe sent it a bit hard there. Nope. Awesome. Welcome to the inside of the first car we brought up here today. This is Colton's Model 3 Performance. Check out Out of Spec Detailing. Getting it dirty today.
Yep.
And then that's the point of cars, to get it dirty so you can get them clean. We actually have no power steering. We have no ABS. We have no ESP. We have no traction control because there's a couple different levels of traction control in Model 3 across the range. Typically, you would use slip start if you want to have any tiny bit of angle, but it's really annoying. It just lets you have these little tiny couple degrees and then it grabs the brakes. And Model 3 traction control is really amazing, but we want to have fun here. So what we've done is we've pulled a wheel speed sensor on the front left.
I think it's the front right.
Front right. And basically that tells the car it doesn't know how fast that wheel is turning, so it can't do any stability control. Also means very heavy steering.
Yeah, so heavy.
Now what's interesting about the Model 3 dual motor with this situation pulled is it's going to drive very differently, I imagine, than the Model 3 Performance with track mode. One of the actual hardest things as a drivetrain tuning engineer for electric motors is having 2 individual motors and making them work in sync, giving more power to the rear or giving more power to the front. Here comes the Rivian sliding around. And, that is actually kind of almost impossible to do right now. It feels like they did add motor smoothing time. And you remember when we used to do this with the rear-wheel drive 3s?
Yep.
They would clunk around.
Oh, yeah. It kind of sounds like the Rivian.
Yeah, it kind of felt like the Rivian. This feels very smooth, very nice. And you can see Drew sending the Rivian over there into a wall. It would be pretty funny. But the one thing I'm interested in here is it controllable? Is it predictable where the power will go? So that's kind of what we'll find out on this course. So let's pull around, let's get the headlights on, and there goes the Ribbian through the slaloms. We'll let them get somewhere about halfway down, and then we'll give it the bean. So we're full lockup. And which tires are we on for this?
So this is the Hakkapeliitta R5's non-EV.
Oh, these are the non-EV
Yep.
ones.
Yep.
Okay, but still crystals in the tires.
Yep. Still those Arctic crystals.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So let's give it a go. Here we go. So no ESP and just kind of flying it around a little bit. So obviously it does the Model 3 thing where it likes to get sideways. This is really one of my first goes in this car, and it feels really good. The tires are predictable. The drive line is definitely doing some weird things. It's like grabbing brakes up here. We'll try and come to a stop right at the cones, full brakes, and skidding through. Nice. Now we'll have some fun, maybe some bigger drifts. So if we come over here and do some skids, usually with an all-wheel drive, you can go neutral steer or just slight rotation on the wheel. But look at this, we're just going sideways with very little steering angle. All the snow's flying up on the outside of the car. You can still have a ton of fun. One weird thing is you've been getting this brakes are too hot message.
Yep.
But the brakes are cold.
Yeah, they're ice cold. They still have snow on all the calipers, rotors, everything.
So we're going to go hard acceleration here. It's definitely doing some motor drivetrain smoothing. We're going to avoid whatever that is in the road, and full brakes. That's just full lockup, no ABS. And yeah, really fun actually. But to me, I actually think it's better when you pull a wheel speed sensor in a rear wheel drive Model 3 versus this dual motor, because what I'm finding is you don't really know where the power is going to go. And I think maybe what we should do next time is pull a wheel speed sensor front and rear, but I do like that you can do these big neutral slides. And of course, coming off throttle, you can get the Model 3 to kind of rally around easily just by transferring the weight where you need it to go. Just an easy car to kind of fling through rally car style.
Oh, Lord.
Parking brake skid. Yep. That's the manual handbrake. What was that?
Cord of
Cables.
something.
Okay, another parking brake skid. Come on, parking brake. There we go. And through rally car style. Full send.
It's deep.
Yeah, it's deep, but we can go left. All good. Nice. And come in for the parking session.
And you can't see anything out this window.
So a lot of fun in the Model 3 dual motor. I think a little bit disjointed. Probably a weird car to learn to skid in because you have to do weird things to make it.
It does. It's a little weird with like the front motors still giving power that you can kind of power out.
Yeah. Let's see what Drew thinks about the Ribbian. What do you think about that thing?
Trying to figure it out. We're going higher with the suspension.
Okay,
We're
interesting.
Going high suspension
Yeah.
in drift mode, and I think that might be the best. I like it better than rally mode. Rally mode's too limiting.
Okay, yeah.
Limiting. Yeah.
Well, it's also lower speed. I liked rally mode
Yeah.
yesterday because I could get more angle.
Maybe in, like,
Did you try
like,
sport yet?
No.
That might be the sweet spot.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know.
Try it out.
Okay, all right. On to the next car then. So thank you, Colton, for letting me drive your Model 3 dual motor and exploring the R5 non-EV tire. Really good tire, really fun.
Yeah, really like it.
And I actually think I wish Tesla could just have a traction control off button. Why is that
so easy?
Why is that too much to ask? I don't even think you need full track mode. Just
No.
need ESP off.
Yep.
So what should we drive next? Probably a Model 3 Performance with track mode. We'll take mine out. Now you join me in my Model 3. Should look pretty much the same, but we got all these track mode settings. So rather than pulling a wheel speed sensor and confusing the car into going sideways, here we can actually dial in all the stuff. Now I have a full review on track mode somewhere. I've done it a long time ago. This really is one of the best parts of owning a Tesla Performance, in my opinion. My Model S has it, Model Y now has it, and I love that you can dial in the handling balance. This doesn't necessarily mean it's front wheel drive. This doesn't necessarily mean it's rear wheel drive. It's actually kind of changing the way that the drivetrain and the braking system move the car around. So on a surface like this, we're going to start 30 front, 70 rear, sort of giving us some big drifts, but using that front axle to pull us out of stuff for speed. So let's go run the course and see how this thing does. We just got ice all over the windows here. You can't see a thing. And Actually, if we just go front wheel drive, now it's just full understeer. If I go full rear wheel drive, then it's full oversteer. It is so much fun playing around with all this stuff. I might do a 35, 65. Let's see how that kind of feels coming this way. Yeah, pretty good. We'll get it in front of the Ribbian. He's going for it. Little tandem drifting action here, Rivian versus Tesla.
Find out who hits the cone first.
All right, so he's flying in with some speed. I think we will let him get halfway down and see how this thing drives. So he's doing a little bit of left foot braking every corner. You can see it, or he's lifting off. I can't tell. Drew is having a blast on that thing. All right, let's give it the beans, shall we? Here we go. We're on studded tires this time. The car is so much more natural to slide around, I would say.
Steering's a bit easier.
Steering's way nicer. Just, you know, feels so much more natural. I can use that front axle to get us out, and we're gonna go not hit a cone, but just stopping right here at the end, and we retain ABS. How about that? So let's go around to the acceleration and braking, so we can just do an easy skid here.
Perfect.
And then I like in this because eventually you'll max out the rear motor. You can see that we were going to actually come around ourselves. I just nailed it really quick, and it gave us full power on the front axle as well, and it just washed us straight. You know, I'm also really used to Model 3, so I feel like this is so easy to drive. So now at least we're not going to spin to the moon. We should have, you know, sort of traction control, even though stability is off. Let's see what happens. Full power. And you can see it's managing everything here. Coming through, we're going to do full brakes and full brakes. And just a little bit no braking action there. And that's actually where having no ABS would help a lot in a situation like this, because you really want the tire to build up some ruts underneath you, and the Rivian looks so good sliding around, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I think this looks pretty good too. Oh, he sent it a bit hard. Hold on, here we go. Two of my favorite vehicles sliding around, rallying together. Oh, this is freaking awesome. They're both on studded tires. Let's use the parking brake trick. And parking brake, come on. Yes. Through we go, through the cables. Full brakes. Parking brake. Actually, with this, you can't do it as much because it grabs the front. Pull. Can't see a thing. Where is Drew? Up there. He needs to put his rear fogs on so I can see where he's going. There we go. So
He almost annihilated a crow.
Yeah, we're doing full drifting mode here. This is so much freaking fun. I just love that you can do this in silence with electric cars. Here we go, speed up. And now utilizing that braking zone. Oh, in the snow. Pull around the pole. We gotta build up speed. Braking. That's full brakes. Gotta get it around.
Oh, a bit wide.
I'm using every last inch of the track here. I don't know if you can tell. But there's just a dude standing off to the side of the track. Get into the corner. We'll get him on the inside. Around to the left. Here we go. Let's catch him. Oh, I think we're faster through the slaloms. Definitely faster. Yeah. I'm also keeping it a little bit tighter than he is. This is so freaking cool. We're just sliding opposite. And drift mode, and front wheel drive to pull us straight, and drift mode. Look at that, drift mode, front wheel drive to pull us straight. Oh, this is so freaking awesome. And we'll just end it with a little 180 slide just to end for fun. And into the parking lot. Love this thing. It's so good. All right, what should we drive next, Simon?
No idea.
Twizy?
Twizy.
And now you join me for a lap in the Twizy. We have mismatched snow tires because that's what the previous owner left us on. And yeah, let's go out for a lap. We're at about half charge. We have the medium tune on it from the power box tune. The Twizy's already broken down a couple times when we've been a bit too hard on it. But here we go, full set. The Twizy's got such a short wheelbase, but you can see you can hold these. Oh, I was gonna say you can hold these massive skids, but look at this, it is just sheet ice. And you try to control wheel speed, of course, and you just can't. But here we are in deep snow. This is where we can get more traction. So the Twizy is fun. It's a little bit like the smart car where, you know, it's such a short wheelbase, you gotta be really quick with the steering and put in quite a bit of lock. So let's go through the slalom. Pedestrian horn on. Let's try and drift it through the slalom as much as we can. It's all about just managing a little bit of brakes. Can we catch this one? Yes, we're gonna make it. We're gonna get it. Good, we scrubbed enough speed and time. And just still maintaining. Icy at the end there, isn't it? But we got a 360 on it. It's getting real slick out here. But man, I just love everything about the Twizy. Just these big, huge drifts you can do at pretty big speed. Just awesome. It's all about throttle control in this car. Weight control. Up over the hill. Really gentle throttle. That's full lock. It's icy, and we're gone. That's actually both wheels spinning here. And over the hill. Yes. Look at this thing. Big skids. So the Twizy's fun because you sit right in the center and you can get massive angles. Look at this. Oh my God. We're losing power. And that's what I think we should back off. We hit some sort of limit. And then if I keep going, it'll shut off. But yeah, just loving the Twizy. Doesn't matter if we hit any cones because it's orange. We'll do some skids around my dad who's filming for the Out of Spec Dave YouTube channel.
What do we have here?
Hey, if you just stand in the middle, I'll do some skids around you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can. It's really actually hard to deal with such changing surfaces. A 1 foot brake there.
Spinning.
There's no traction there. We need to do it in a place where there's more traction. That should be good. Just go that way a little bit.
This way a little bit?
Back a bit, yeah.
Alright.
Alright, I don't know if I'll have enough traction to do it, but I'm going to try and do the world's slowest drift around you. Alright, hold on. Gotta get... I'm almost out of throttle here. Good.
That's my foot.
I'm stuck. I'm literally stuck. Alright, well that was a fun experiment at least. Model 3, the Twizy. we're almost keeping up with it. Oh no, we lost it. So that's the Renault Twizy. It's just a freaking blast. Let's move on to the next car. I don't know what we should use next, Timon. Maybe the eTron?
Sprinter.
No, the Sprinter's not going out for skids. You can't turn off traction control, as far as I can tell. You can go like, it says ESC off, but it doesn't do anything.
Right.
360. Pew! How sick is this?
It's a little tricky with the open diff. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see if we can tackle the slalom.
Get out of the way.
Yes, you're gonna die.
Holy shit!
Success.
Look at the Twizy go. Welcome now to the Volkswagen ID4 all-wheel drive. This is Colton's car. It is lowered for performance. Actually, probably not helping us here because we want it to be as, as soft as possible. Let's just get out of here while I adjust the steering wheel. And yeah, ID4 is really an interesting car. We have no way to turn off traction control. There is a fuse you can pull, but here we're just running the ESC Sport Profile. You cannot do that in rear-wheel drive ID4, only all-wheel drive. So since it's a rally car, it's really icy back here, of course. Uh-oh, Timon stuffed the 3 Series. You're stuck? Put it in reverse, Terry. You now join me inside of a BMW 3 Series. This particular one is a BMW M340i, which is the inline 6-cylinder mild hybrid with ZF 8-speed automatic. A great combination. And xDrive is really interesting. Actually, a Magna innovation. We're at a Nokian Tyres event driving a Magna innovation. We're getting all of our sponsors in today. So the thing with xDrive is really cool. First of all, I put everything the way I want it. Sport individual, which is soft suspension, but tuned up engine and transmission, manual shifting, and of course DSC is, well, full off. So this is kind of how I prefer to drive BMWs, kind of like an idiot. And
as one is supposed to.
This car makes you drive like an idiot, doesn't it, Timon? So I think we'll go through the slalom, we'll talk about it. We're only on all-season tires on this one. So BMW next time, get us a car with snows. But xDrive is so interesting to cruise around in because as you come across center, it sends power frontward. So if I need more front end, you can see there, I can actually give it more power. If I want more drift, I have to come back across center the other way. So for example, I'll show you here. If I want skids, there we are, big skids. If I want to get out of the skid, I can go full lock on the steering wheel. It mechanically shifts power forwards. My seatbelt tightens, this closes because it thinks we're having an accident. And, it really is awesome. So if I want to come out of a drift like this, right, when we're ready, there we go, full right lock, power sent to the front wheels, and we are completely brought out of the drift. It's a really wonderful system for safety, but I can still do these little angles if I want to. And when it's time to rotate, look, big skid, let's pull out of it, put it in steering lock, I can feel the power go to the front. So in a combustion car, there's also some other differences. First off, you get great noise.
Yeah.
Rev limiter, baby. Top that electric car, you can. So here I want more skid, so I'm actually turning into the skid with xDrive. We're gonna do a neutral one all the way around here, is the idea at least. So there we go. Coming through into the slalom, so let's avoid this cone. You can see though, that's xDrive. I put in lock, send the power to the front. If it was a rear wheel, we would have been stuck there.
Yeah, that cone would have been demolished.
My dad's driving that silver Model 3, and he had just spun it, so that was pretty cool. So here, look, this is off throttle, really drifty. We won't get in his way, we'll let him do his thing. I'm just demonstrating combustion technology to you. But basically, on a slippery surface like this, especially with the mild hybrid, lag is not an issue, even at this elevation of a turbocharged engine. And xDrive's wonderful because you can do big neutral steer skids. You can even turn into it a little bit. And when it's time to come out of the skid, big steering lock, power goes to the front, and now we can go the other way with it. And we can do really big skids if we want to. Look at this. Into third gear. And this is me just giving 10% throttle. This is full brakes, by the way. Just to demonstrate
a little sketchy.
all-season tiredness.
Let's hope 70 is clear on the way home.
Twizy. Let's ask Max. Hey, Max! Max! Are you hurting my Twizy?
Light throttle.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't want to skid it out. Also, how do I turn the wiper off?
on the
It's like a normal
side?
car.
I can't find neutral position.
Oh, it's all the way up or all the way down?
There we go.
Well, that's the level of brain power we're working with out of Spectrum. Between Timon and Max, goodness gracious.
Whoa! Wait a second.
I'm just joking. But the cool thing you can do with X-Drive is treat it like a rally car. So we can slide it, get it through here, and we can do these big...
Red line, baby. It's so slow.
There's no traction. I just love the sound of a B58 inline six. It sounds good. So that car in front of us, just as an example, is an ID4 non-studded Nokian Tyres. Let's see if we can keep up on all seasons. Trying. We are so much driftier. Oh, they came out of the slalom. You have to actually slow down here at the end of the slalom because it gets icy. And we just had no traction at the end. Yeah, anyway, that's the BMW M340i. I love the sound. I love X-Drive because you can do stuff like this. And then, yeah, time to come out of the skid. You just control where you want the power to go based off of steering input. It's just such a great system. Magna killed it with this. BMW engineers killed it with the fine tuning. And just a wonderful, wonderful car. Wonderful car. And in we go.
Well,
on to the next one. Well, now you join us inside of the Audi e-tron. We've named it the Ski-tron. And Audi is, of course, one of those brands known for understeer. But again, bringing in electric drivetrain allows for more and new things for them to explore. On this particular car, we have the Nokian 10 EV studded tires, so the Hakkapeliitta 10 EVs, and you can already see just how much speed we can come through here on the ice. Way more than anything before, really. I mean, honestly, because it weighs less than the Ribbian, it feels really agile on the ice. So I'm going to give a quick slalom impression here in the e-tron about the tire grip, I would say, because I think this 10 EV is my favorite winter tire. I love studded tires, especially up here in the mountains where they get a lot of ice and slush and just crazy stuff. Studs don't help in the snow. They help in ice. So let's go through the slalom in this. We have full ESC off. Audi allows it. We don't need to put in any special modes, but we just have so much freaking traction to come through here at, again, 35 miles an hour through this little course. And it's just awesome. And then if you want to do big skids, no problem at all. You can just use the weight of the car and have some fun getting it around. And that's kind of the beauty of the e-tron is as you come across center and you apply power, it pretty much goes front motor first. So here we are coming off of a hill, feels great. As I put in opposite lock, just like most all-wheel drive systems are tuned, you know, I can go hard right and it just shifts the power forwards. And it does really good dynamic power distribution here. I love this e-tron. You really have to use the weight of it to get it around. For example, here, off throttle, get it sideways, and then we'll go through, we'll do a transition under braking on the ice here. Still nowhere near as slippery as the non-studded tires that we've experienced, and it just does such a great job of throttle management, I should say power management, based off of steering input. And it's honestly one of the fastest things out here, all thanks to the studs. No joke. I mean, I know Nokian's our sponsor. They didn't actually sponsor this video, they just invited us out. But I can really do anything I want with this e-tron, which is lane change warning not working because we have snow coming up. I can do anything with this thing because I can move the weight around and I can control exactly which axle gets the most power based off of steering input. So here I am coming downhill straight on the wheel, completely sideways. And if I want to straighten it out, we can just go left. We can do kind of whatever we want for these big skids. It's just a wonderful, truly wonderful rally machine, to be honest. It's hilariously fun. You wouldn't think it. And Alyssa, you've been really cruising around in this thing quite a bit.
Yeah,
what do you think about it?
It's been awesome. I love driving it, and definitely being able to be out here and learn how to better control my car. It's so much fun.
See, like right there, we would have actually oversteered and spun it, but because I put lock on and just gave it a tiny bit of throttle, it was enough just to get the front axle to pull the car over. So, I mean, these electric cars really make you superhero drivers compared to, you know, a rear-wheel drive vehicle. I mean, yes, some of it is electric, some of it's drivetrain tuning. You really need good drivetrain tuning. That BMW has great drivetrain tuning with xDrive, of course. But even just coming through these little areas, the e-tron's not really an oversteering kind of car, but it's not an understeering car. Audi really tried to tune it to be neutral, and it changes based off of drive mode as well. We're in dynamic, for example. Dynamic's going to give you the most amount of oversteer. I'm actually curious, should we put it in a different mode?
Yeah.
Let's go into all road, which should be like trying not to get stuck mode. So it's actually going to raise the suspension up 2 notches from dynamic. And let's see how it drives in comparison. Drew's out there setting up cones, I guess. Or is that Max? I don't know. I think it's Drew. Yeah, Drew's rebuilding the slalom that we destroyed.
I think Drew destroyed most of it.
yeah, Drew is good at hitting cones. So here we go. I mean, yeah, we can still slide it in all-road mode.
Huh.
But that's mostly me off throttle, you know, utilizing the weight of the car. What I'm curious is, as I put in steering lock and stab it, will it want to drift nearly as much? Let's see. I have to instantly, no, it's way more front axle biased, because it wants to put power on the front, even with basically straight wheel. Look at this, straight wheel, tiny bit to the right. Totally different character than the powered split in dynamic, which is what I prefer. All right, so basically our goal is to try in the heavier car to keep up with Drew. Okay, let's see if we have way more traction, first of all. Way more traction.
This closeness makes me nervous.
Way more traction here. Oh my gosh, way more traction. Not even a joke. Look, he's sliding. We're just driving normally. Look, I mean, he's full sideways. We're just cruising. Not even close to the limit of traction in this thing. He's going around the corner like this. We're just, look, what is he even doing? He's genuinely trying to go because it's a race, and we're just literally cruising behind him. It shows you the massive difference of tires, because that's a much faster car, and we are having to work a whole of a heck of a lot less.
I wonder if he's going to be getting new tires after this.
Yeah, he's cutting the corner to get into the powder. We'll do the same just to get that trick. Oh, he's going to overcook it. Oh, he's going back for a slalom. Okay. Back for a slalom. Let's go. I thought we were going to do the full rally course as well. All right, let's get in. No cone. Thank you. All right, now I'm going a little bit more hardcore. We gotta
A little bit
go for
sendy.
speed. We gotta go for speed. We gotta keep the weight on all 4 tires. There he goes. He's already getting it to the left here. So here, maybe we should try a sideways action with Drew. Maybe that is the fastest way. So here we go. Double skids on full power. I mean, I don't want to go too hard into the braking zone, especially because it's all ice and crash into Drew. But you can just see through here, we should have the big advantage, which we do, because he's full sideways. We're cruising normally. And he's going to lose it. He lost it, and we take over into first place. So it just shows you, way worse handling car and studs on this surface at least make all the freaking difference. So, Alyssa, thanks for letting me drive your car.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing big skids. You've been really rocking this thing today, I would say.
Yeah, it's
Doing
been
stuff
fun.
like this all day. It's been pretty
All
awesome.
day.
You joined me in a Chevy Bolt. What year is this thing, Ryan?
2017.
And this is really an interesting situation because it's a full front-wheel drive electric vehicle. So obviously any power will just go to the front axle. So power on oversteer is not a thing. You can see we're turning, I can floor it, and we go straight. And to me, front-wheel drive is the lamest drive. But some people feel safer driving in the snow with front-wheel drive, and so it's really up to them. But here we're going through, we're on Michelin snow tires on this particular one, and it's just ice performance. It's really, honestly, not too bad, but you can see we have to go pretty slow through here to make the turns. Now, in terms of any sort of fun factor, we can have some fun in the Bolt, and I'll show you why. First of all, there's really no oversteering opportunities here. But, Ryan, I don't know if you know this about your Bolt, but it goes very fast in reverse. So, I hope you check this out here in a second. Yeah, so no, you're good. Well, you can show forward. So here we go, backwards and J-turn. drive. So you can do that in the Bolt, which is pretty cool. Also, if you pull the parking brake, I believe it does, yeah, all ABS. It just triggers the ABS pump, so nothing super fun there, unfortunately. They just spun the EQS. That's amazing. So yeah, let's go for another one of those no mercy reversies. as shout out to shout out to Neutral Drop for that one. So here we go, and I think we can actually do reverse donuts if you'd like to, right?
Let's rip it.
There we go. Nice good old reverse donut here. 25-mile-an-hour wheel spin backwards. And then we're stuck. Legitimately. Come on, let's go. Find traction somewhere. There, just found it. Great. And so that's really it for the Bolt. I mean, let's see if I can go B mode, L mode, sorry, for regen. See if we can get anything on the front, but no, it just washes out. This is interesting for regen drag control. It actually pretty much locks the front axle. So that's really sketchy in the snow, actually. I wonder if that's just because it's an ESP off situation, but you know, just really front wheel driveness. There's really not much you can do, and unfortunately, that is just the case for front wheel drive. But the Bolt's safe. Like, you're never going to get hurt driving this thing, that's for sure. So here we go. In we go. And into the parking space. So there you go, Chevy Bolt. You join me now in a Mercedes EQS 450 Plus. That's the big electric S-Class level variant, but with big battery, 107.8 kilowatt hour, rear drive only. We have ESP off. I am going to go into snow chain mode, which should limit the rear axle rotation, is my understanding. I've never actually tried it. We don't have chains on. We are on Nokian R5 tires, not the EV specific ones, just regular R5. So let's see if we can actually get through the slalom here pretty good. Not bad. It's not, it's still cutting in with ESP, even though we've turned it off. So we need to find a way to fully disable ESP. But actually, this is a car Nokian brought along to get their tire dealers more comfortable with electric vehicles. And so one of those vehicles is the F-150 Lightning. One of those is, of course, this Mercedes EQS. That is a Turoed car, believe it or not. And the dude's like, yeah, go send it. I don't care. Lots of good angle, actually. Look at this, Ryan. Not bad. What do you think?
Definitely feeling it back here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely grabbing ESP a bit like the Sprinter did, but you can still do some skids. Oh, freaking awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I'm floored. It's not giving us much power at all. It's just, you know, driveline control. But in front of us is Drew on his tires. We are on non-studded tires, so let's see if we can actually keep up with him. We got to cut it pretty close here. Gentle throttle. All the snow is on the inside here, so it's not the racing line, but it is the grippiest line. I think we're already making improvements. So, EQS, big, but wow, it's soft enough to let the tires actually work, which is good. So I'm liking that. So really fun. Yes. So we can come around and get some skids too, but here's where the rear wheel drive leaves us out. We need power. Look, that's floored. Look at it, even with ESP off, it's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hear that clunk in the rear?
Yeah.
That's like worse than my Model S clunk. Oh, he's gonna spin it. Oh, into the snowbank. We have no traction to get going here. Here we go. Through the cones. Let's see if Drew can keep up in the Model 3. He is not even close to us. So that's crazy. That's just a R5 versus a Blizzak tire. And he's already 4 cones behind us in a much lighter car. If you show out the back window, you'll see him all the way back there. amazing.
Car is not happy.
Every car today, I think, except for the Teslas, have thrown up some kind of
Sure.
extreme malfunction.
Yeah.
Alyssa's car went into full suspension malfunction, like fell down, and then
Oh, really?
needed a reset. Yeah.
It's just fear. You know,
there's
nothing
nothing
really
wrong.
happened.
It's just like the readings we got are not possible. All right, let's jump in the Rivian and see how that does in terms of this. Wow, that was a real
Pretty darn good.
surprise.
Yeah, very surprised. Pleasantly surprised.
Man, I freaking like the Lightning. It says outside temperature low, plug-in vehicle.
What's the charge?
What happens if you don't plug it in?
Right. Yeah. It's got 60 more percent.
Yeah,
What
it doesn't need to be
you're
plugged
fine.
in. But we also have figured out a way to get the Rivian to do 360s.
Yes.
So let's include that in this video, which would be, the problem is with the Ribbian, when you come across 180 degrees, it just freaks out and puts the truck in park. And so we were like, oh, it doesn't let you do any big skids.
Right.
But actually, we found a way. So let me show you the problem. So we come through here, big power, turn all the way, and then watch the gauges as we come across. It tries to apply power. See that? It's applying...
It was
Okay.
spinning the wheels.
It was applying so much creep torque.
So basically, when you got basically 90 degrees,
Yeah,
you were off the throttle.
off completely.
And it was spinning the wheels.
You can watch
on
the power gauge go up.
Wow.
I haven't actually seen that aggressive of behavior before. Normally what happens is it puts the truck in park
Right.
because it freaks out. But what we have figured out how to do, and you have to be pretty good with your timing on this, is as soon as you come across center, you got to go brakes, put the thing in reverse, and then you can power the front around backwards.
And then back into drive.
Yes. So let me demonstrate this for our viewers. So we can come through, big skid around, right? Okay, coming across center, brakes into reverse, full throttle backwards, back into drive, and then we're done with it. Why is that a thing? So guys, I hope that gave you a taste of how each of those different cars performs. I mean, starting out with the Model 3s, going from the dual motor with the wheel speed sensor pulled, to the performance with built-in track mode, all the way to the Twizy, which was a blast. We have a whole dedicated video on my personal channel on the smart car out there. We put on Nokian R5s. Thing's a ripper. It's awesome. I mean, really, this was just a way to show we had a freaking amazing time out there, and huge thanks to Nokian Tyres. But we have some more videos coming that I think you'll find interesting. I did Rivian versus Lightning, a full in-depth driving dynamics review that is truly fascinating and actually not how I would have expected it to go. So keep an eye out for that soon. I also did an Audi Q5 versus the Audi e-tron, very similar chassis, and one's obviously combustion with mechanical drivetrain, the other's fully electric, but they are trying to do the same things. So keep an eye for that video as well. Anyway, I didn't show you much of the ID4 driving out there. Not that much fun. You can pull a fuse in the ID4. It's fuse 13, I think, something like that. And we tried that, but then the car wouldn't turn back on. So we just kept ESC in sport mode. I'll probably play around with that more in the future, pulling the fuse on the ID4. It lets you do huge skids, all the warning lights. And that's kind of always half the fun, is trying to override all these safety systems. But I hope you saw just how much fun we had. The dogs are going crazy. We'll see you on another episode soon. Bye-bye.